Which of the following measures are taken by RBI to squeeze the liquidity in the market? So actually, to squeeze the liquidity, what does that exactly mean? Is that is to suck out liquid from the market, from the public, okay, from the market. So squeezing is sucking out. So open market operations, MSF and FALCR, okay. So open market operations is what? So open market operations, actually what happens is RBI will openly sell or buy government securities, okay, whenever the government, to adjust the liquidity in the market. Suppose whenever there is high liquid in the market, that is high liquid in the market, so in order to observe that, it will sell that securities. So it will sell that securities and absorb all the money. So open market operations can squeeze the liquidity in the market. Next is marginal standing facility. So marginal standing facility is what? It is not related to this squeezing or something. So marginal standing facility is actually, it is a term related to relating with banks and RBI. So whenever banks require some money to arrange that short term for short term requirement, so these banks actually can by keeping government securities can take this what do you call loans from this short term loans from the RBI. This is about MSF. Okay, this is not related to the liquidity in the market. Next is FALLCR. So it is actually, it is a part of the government securities under SLR that can be pledged to raise liquid assets to meet. So this picture you will come to know, okay. So this SLR. So SLR is a separate thing. So SLR is the statutory liquidity ratio. That is the amount of NDTL that should be kept in the form of liquid. The amount of NDTL to be maintained in the form of liquid assets, such as the cash or gold or government securities. Okay, what is LCR? Okay, LCR is what? Actually liquidity. Okay, it is about liquidity. High quality liquid assets to be maintained at 100% of the net cash outflow over the next 30 days. That is, suppose if a bank wants to give some 100 rupees out, so the same amount actually should be kept as a in terms of liquid in order to counter this. Actually, suppose this 100 rupees which is giving loan, if it it turns into NPA actually, so then bank has to keep ready the same amount of money in order to tide over that, I mean in order to support that, cushion that. So that is about this liquidity coverage ratio. Okay, this adjusted liquidity coverage ratio, what is this? Actually, it is the part of the government securities under SLR that can be pledged to raise the liquid assets to meet LCR requirement under Basel 3. So this LCR is actually under Basel 3. This SLR is actually put by RBI. So recently, as per Basel norms, this LCR should be maintained. So what RBI has allowed is this LCR can be kept from the SLR part. Okay, so that is the meaning of this. So it is the part of the government securities, part of the government under SLR. Okay, under SLR. SLR could be cash, gold, or government securities, right? So these government securities under the SLR that can be pledged to raise liquid assets to meet LCR requirement under Basel 3. Okay, this is what the FALLCR means. What does this mean? What this means is that when a bank invests in government securities, this will help the bank to meet SLR requirement as per RBI, and can also be pledged to raise the liquidity as HQLA for meeting, okay, for meeting the LCR. What is the HQLA? High quality liquid assets for meeting the LCR requirement under the Basel 3. So here only open market operations is the right answer, not the other things. Okay, only option A is the right answer. Next is the Central Statistical Office. Actually, it is talking about the economy. So the measures, what measures will most likely boost the revival of Indian economy? So the question asked about measures that will help in revival of the Indian economy. The statements are increasing the income support to farmers to INR 12,000 and 6,000 under PM Kisan scheme. This is true because more the income to the farmers or income to the person, I mean, they will spend, okay, they will spend in agriculture, in buying agriculture inputs. Okay, in that way also agriculture growth and agriculture what you call GDP will increase. Next is reduction in the corporate tax. So corporate tax, recently the government has reduced this corporate tax also. So generally corporate tax reduction will help actually incentivize these corporates or entrepreneurs to set up more, to invest more in the Indian company. So to invest more in India. So more in businesses, which will generate employment, and also will create more tax revenues, not only corporate tax but also income tax and other indirect taxes and all those things. So in that way actually it is helpful. Increasing the repo rate by RBI. So what happens actually, increasing the repo rate is actually not related to Indian economy. So repo rate is actually it is the rate charged by RBI from banks for its lending. Actually, suppose if RBI gives some money for temporary arrangements, then banks have to pay some interest. So that is the repo rate. So it is actually not related to, only 1 and 2 are correct. Option C is the right answer. Okay. So giving money to farmers will increase more consumer spending, which will in turn spur economic activity. Government's decision to reduce the corporate tax has been termed historic and will significantly improve India's competitiveness by attracting more private investment from across the globe and create jobs. Okay, next is increasing repo rate. Reducing the repo rate will infuse money into the market. Reducing repo rate will infuse the money in the market, and which will in turn spur the economy. So okay, so in one way actually what is small adjustment, actually repo rate actually directly is not affecting the economy activity, but to some extent, because whenever the interest rate are less, so whenever the repo rate is less, automatically banks interest rates will also be less. This is the concept. So whenever the repo rate is less, interest rate will be less. So whenever the interest rate will be less, automatically money supply in the market, money supply to the industries, okay, or agriculture and all those things will be more. That is less interest rate they will charge. So in that way, actually it will boost economic activity. Hence, only 1 and 2 are correct. Option C is the right answer.